Hi folks, and welcome back to Meaningful Money. Okay, still here on Newlyn Beach, the rocky beach, just along from Penzance. In fact, that's Penzance behind me, you can see. Beautiful morning, quite chilly though, because it's only just past 8 o'clock. Going to talk about beginning an emergency fund today, why that's important and how to do it. But before I do that, my friends down here in the bottom right, 7 Investment Management, I must thank them. They're a superb firm of investment managers in London, manage lots of my clients' money at Jackson's and what little I've got at this stage in my life. Really, I get on very well with these guys, and they continue to put their name to what I'm doing here because they believe in it, so I'm very grateful to them. Wind's getting up, hope you can hear me. This is why I have a hamster thing on my microphone. Okay, so we need to begin an emergency fund, okay? We talked about budgeting for the last couple of videos. It's the secret, it's the essential source for you to get your finances in shape. We've set the framework for how to do that, how to actually manage your money on a day-to-day basis. So now we're getting into raw practicalities, actually building your own wealth. Very early stages, but it gets better from here, I promise you. So we're going to start with a starter emergency fund. Now, why are we going to do that? Well, you need to be able to cope with any emergencies that come your way. That just makes sense. That's what an emergency fund is for, emergencies. But you need to be able to cope with them without going into debt. Really important. It's no way to sort out your finances getting into more debt. We're going to talk about getting you out of debt in the next couple of videos. But there's no point doing that if, when the first emergency comes along, you're just borrowing more on your credit cards or going deeper into overdraft. So having these emergency funds just puts a buffer between you and things going slightly wrong. It gives you a real feeling of security. Having a bit of money put aside, it really does, it's good for the soul, helps you sleep better at night, so worth it from that point of view. And there is an element of pride at having saved some money in this world we live in where it's all about debt, and it's just accepted that everybody's got car payments and overdrafts and credit card balances. It's a real feeling of pride when you've put some money away and that's yours and nobody can take it away from you. So it's worth doing for those reasons and many more. So how much should you have? Now, this is a starter emergency fund, right? It's not going to be all of it. This is just to kick things off. Now, £1,000 is a nice round figure, okay? Most emergency bills will be less than that. If something fairly catastrophic like your boiler blows up, that might cost you a couple of £1,000. But, if your car needs minor repairs, or, you have an insurance claim and you need to pay an excess, that's probably going to be less than £1,000. So £1,000 is a good number. Now, it might be a massive number to some of you. So if, let's say, you're on a net income, so you're bringing home after tax £1,000 a month or less, then probably your starter emergency fund can be £500 and that'll be okay. But for most people, £1,000 is a good number to aim at, okay? So how are you going to build this emergency fund? Well, we talked about budgeting the last couple of videos, so, we must form, setting up your emergency fund needs to be #1 priority now. So if you've got debts already, first thing I'm going to say is that for now, just pay the minimum payment you can pay on those credit cards or whatever to keep them ticking over. Make sure you're up to date, okay? If you're behind on credit card payments or whatever, you need to get up to date as fast as you can. But assuming you're up to date, then we're going to build this emergency fund and get it as quick as we can so we're off and running, okay? So make minimum payments on your credit cards and then squeeze as much out of your budget as you can to put away into this emergency fund. Take on extra work, it's the summertime, you might be able to find a summer job, take on an evening work for a couple of days a week. Get this fund in place as quick as you can. Screw down all your other costs. So say, right, we're not going to have any meals out for 2 months or 3 months, however long it takes to put this emergency fund in place. Do everything you can to reduce your costs to make this possible. eBay some stuff you don't need, sell it in the local paper, hunt through your loft. I bet you've got hundreds of pounds worth of stuff that you could sell that you haven't used in months or even years. So do everything you can, just get this money together as fast as you can, because it really is your first step to financial freedom. Why? When you're getting out of debt, which is, the next step if you like, what you don't need is to have some emergency come along and make you take a step backwards. So you have to borrow on your credit card again just to get out of the emergency situation. By having this emergency fund in place, and it is an emergency fund only, by having it in place, then you are reducing the chances of anything bad happening. I know that sounds bizarre, but it's funny. When you're prepared for the worst, very often it doesn't happen. And so by having that emergency fund in place, you're going to be doing yourself a favour. It's only a starter emergency fund. We're going to build it up a little bit more later. But decide in yourself and between you and your partner that you're not going to touch this fund except for in emergencies. Right? Okay, that's your starter emergency fund. Get £1,000 together as soon as you can. Sell whatever you can on eBay. Take other work. Screw down your costs as much as you can to get this fund together, and then you're off and running. Don't touch it. It's emergencies only. And next, we're going to talk about getting out of debt. That's going to be fun. Thanks for watching this one. I hope it's helpful. Leave any comments underneath as usual, and I'll see you next time.